Good evening, all. So I think everyone given their Nata exams in the last weeks, and few of my students also come up with their like experiences, how the exam was, and the questions. Major questions was from which topics. You maybe have your friends also already written these exams. Anyhow, since I have a plenty of students, many of them had already given their first one, and in that they commented like that arithmetic questions was there, but not that much, but a few arithmetic questions was there. And I just go through my observation is like that they are not asking exactly same questions once again in the like I think last 2-3 exams, if we consider, they're not at all repeating the questions, but they are using the same topics once again, but not like that much frequency not they are maintaining. So for the one exam, the work time was given our priority, or they had asked question from there. By the next exam, they are not asking from work time. Okay. So for the next 2 or 3 exam, they are not asking from work time. But after that, they again using that particular chapter. Okay. But for every exam, the short questions are from non-verbal reasoning, and top view related questions, counting questions are included in many of the sessions which I had already Nata conducted. So today we will be discussing non-verbal for the upcoming 2 hours, and after that Nishtha ma'am will be joining, and after that our drawing faculty Shantanu sir will be joining. So all of them will be a part of this sprint session. So I think this is the first session for the non-verbal. So I had already divided the topics for the non-verbal into 3 portions, or 3 parts. So the first part, or the 1/3 of the syllabus, it cannot be considered like 1/3 of the syllabus. It could be called like half of the syllabus. Okay, actually you can call like that, because for the next 2 sessions only some small portions has been I just included, but in this I am just covering the major portions. That is my plan. So anyway, our I will share my screen once again. So actually our crash batches are going very well now. So you guys can also have an opportunity to join, those who haven't joined. Okay, those who haven't joined yet have an opportunity to join our crash sessions by April 29th, because we are starting one more batch on April 29th. Okay, so currently April 8 batches is going on, and then April 8, April 15 batches are currently going on, and April 29 batch is about to start, both offline as well as online. Those who wish, they could contact in this number which is over here. You can find the number over here. So in the meantime, I will check the live chats, because I didn't check those live chats as of now. So today we will be directly getting into non-verbal. So this is the material which we are going to discuss today. So in this, we will not be discussing everything, because we are running out of time. So actually, this is a material which we had made for our crash patches over here from our team. So these are the materials in the printed form we will be giving to those who in the offline. Okay, and online also we are providing them the material. So any type you can join, you will be getting the materials and all those things over here. So I'm just, let me look into the chats. Aaron, drawing related things. I think Shantanu sir will be joining by 8 o'clock. He will be best to tell you about those things. So today we will be discussing 4 or 5 chapters. So from that, we will be starting from cube counting. I will tell you the technique of cube counting. We can start from a very basic figure. Okay, very small figure we could start. So let me use this figure 5. Okay, count the number of cubes in the following. Find the number of cubes. I want your responses in the chat. Q. Put your responses in the chat. I'm looking forward for your responses. Number of cubes in that figure. And after this, I will show you the question which had been asked in the last year in Nata. That is a question which we are going to discuss next. Pratiksha, reading comprehension ke question कुछ पूछ रहे हैं क्या? Okay, actually, I'm from the non-verbal side. I'm not that much good with reading comprehension. Anyhow, we will avail a session on reading comprehension by the upcoming week by our faculty for that. Bharat, Afrin, I just found your answers in the chat. So over here, there is a shortcut for solving these kinds of questions. Okay, so you can count it by layer. That is one method. So in the base layer, you can find 3 into 3, 9 cubes you can find. In the next layer, you can find another 5 cubes. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and one under this. Okay, so 5 cubes you can find in layer and 1 cube in the top layer. So total, it will be like 15. Okay, so total 15 cubes you could find in this figure. Okay, so I'll use another method, because for simpler figures like this, you can easily find. But for complex figures, we need to have a technique. So just simply count from the top. Just put some numbers like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If I'm looking from the top, I can find one more cube over there. Actually, since I'm looking from the front, I can't see it. But I know that there is also one more cube like 6 and 7. So that is 9. So each layer, what is the highest number? In the layer 1, the highest number is 1. That one I had written here. In the layer 2, highest number is 5. Okay. So this is the technique for solving this question by simply putting numbers from the top. Layer 3, highest number is 9 actually. Okay. 9 is on the layer 3. So that layer I just taken, and the sum is 15. Okay. Very good. Monisha, Nishwa, Aishu, and others. Good. So I will take you to another question. And that question is previous year question of Nata. Nata question asked in 2022. Cube counting. You can take your own time for solving this question. Q. Last day also one of my students asked out on this particular question. So I can assume this is an area of confusion. So you can consider this session as a trailer of the material which we have. For the annotated copies of this particular session, you can contact on the number which is provided in the chat. They will make it available. Okay, done. Bharat, others. Let me put the number from the top. Let me number 1 second. Some technical issue. I will share it once again. Hope you guys can see my screen now. Fine. So what is the number of cubes that can be stacked up to make the given 3D composition? So for solving this question, let me divide this figure into 3 portions. So this is portion 1, this is portion 2, and this is finally the third portion. Okay, it is divided into 3 now. So let me put the number from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Some students may ask, sir, in my computer, how can I put the number like this? Okay, for them, just put your finger over there. I'm just putting a dot. 1, 2, 3. Okay, my finger is that red color. 5, 6, sorry, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Count using finger and write it on the rough sheet. That's enough. Okay. Anyhow, number of cubes. Highest number in that layer is 1. So only 1 cube. Highest number in that layer 3. Here you can find first one, second one, and third one is here. Okay. How much over here? 6. How much over here? 10. How much over here? 15. Take the sum. Take the sum. What is the sum here? It is simply 35. Okay, simply 35. 35 over here, 35 over here. So now we reached 70. What else? One more session is remaining here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You can find 10 over here. You can find 15 over here. So total 25. Okay, so 70 plus 25. Actually, the numbers are like 35, 35, and 25. So that is 95. Many of you given 95. Nishwa, Tisha, Aishu, Bharat. So I want all of you to put your answers in the chat also. So that will make the class active. So that will encourage us to do more questions over here. Okay. So let's try another question. Another question on cube counting. Layer by layer, we need to solve. So we could use another question. I think this will do better. So now you guys can try. Now the question is getting complex, even though how many layers? Highest number 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 layers. Actually, we only need to do up to 1, 2, 3 layers. Nothing more in this question. Okay. So try to put the numbers layer by layer. Okay, layer by layer. Finish one layer first, then go for the second layer, then go for third layer, like that. Okay. So I think you guys can put your responses in the chat. If your answer is not in the option, no, don't worry, just put it over here. Okay. Sometimes the typos may crept into the options. But I think we have tried our level best to avoid those typos. Go ahead, go ahead. May I count it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Only 11 in the top layer. Okay. So layer 1, we could find 11 cubes. Under these 11 cubes, another set of 11 cubes are waiting. Apart from those 11, we can start numbering from here. This is 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. In the layer 2, you can find 19 cubes. Okay. 1 second. 1 second. Black sheep. Because layer 1, layer 2. This is on the third layer. Okay. This is on the third layer. Be careful. Okay, that is why I just made that mistake. Okay. Be careful. This is on the same layer as like this. That is on the third layer. So layer 2, it is 18 only. Okay, third layer, it is 18 only. Look once again in the layers. So the next layer is starting from that 18. Okay, so 11, we finished 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 and 18. Next layer is starting from that 18 because 18 cubes are already there and this is 19 and this is 20 because these are on the same layer. So layer 3, 20. This is layer 1. This is layer 2. This is layer 3. Okay, we have layer 3 with the 20 cubes. Come to layer 4. Come to layer 4. Layer 4, another 20 is waiting for us. Okay, layer 4, because layer 3 and layer 4 are exactly same. Layer 3 as well as layer 4 are exactly same. Okay, so now we can take the sum. So it will be like 9, 6. Option A is there. 69. And Tisha Patel is the only one corrected this. So this is how the questions for cube counting are going. Okay. This is how the questions of cube counting are going, and simply numbering like this will take you to the answer. Whenever you see the complex question, you are skipping to the next one. That is the issue of not getting the right answers. If you pay some attention like this, there is a method. This is that method. You can use it. Okay. So I will be jumping into the next topic. That is figure counting. This is the longest chapter actually. Okay. This is the longest chapter actually, and it includes lot of techniques and methods. So I will be randomly discussing some of the methods, not all the methods, because my time is not enough. Okay. So this is a rectangle counting question. So you guys can count and put it in the chat. It is a rectangle counting question. Go ahead. Let me see your responses. I will get you the shortcut for solving this question. In the meantime, while you solve, I will draw the next question. For the rectangle counting. So for your information, squares are rectangles having length and breadth are equal. So whenever you find a square, consider it like a rectangle if you are doing rectangle counting. Okay. Any responses? Nobody. So I will come back to this question. Keep it here. Keep it here. I will be coming back to that question. So now the question is this. I want the number of rectangles in this particular figure. Number of rectangles. If the figure was like this, if the figure was like this, then the number of rectangles will be 3 only. You can find one here, second one, and the outer one is the third one. So you can find only 3. Now we can get into the technique. Okay, so 3, this is through the manual method. But over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, counting like that, and after counting rectangles like this, it will consume a lot of time. Okay, whenever you see the answer for this question, you can understand why it is a method is required. Okay, so over here, this is 3. So the technique is like this. Number of rectangles equal to sum of columns into sum of rows. I'll tell you what is column, what is row over here. Okay, I'll clearly mention that. This is column 1, this is column 2, this is row 1. So here, number of rectangles, we already know 3. I'm just giving a proof. Sum of columns, sum up to 2. Number of rows, sum up to 1. So, sum up to 2 means 1 plus 2. Sum up to 1 means simply 1. And the right answer is 3 into 1. That is 3. And you can manually count the 3 rows over here. No techniques required. But the demand over here requires a technique. Now you can solve this question and I'm waiting for your responses. Identify the columns. Identify the rows. Identify the answer. Quick. We don't have time. And there is method for square counting and like triangle counting, everything like what? Another shape. Parallelogram counting, everything has its own methods. So with this method, toppers are solving questions. Okay, the difference between those who are like not getting that much marks and those who are getting higher marks is the difference in time management. Okay, because they will use techniques to solve questions in a quicker manner, and when a difficult question comes, they can spend a lot of time on that. But unlike those who are not having any techniques, they need to rely on traditional ways of solving question. It will end up in spending a lot of time. Even you can think on an easy question. Okay, if you have time to think on an easy question, then it's fine. But even you don't have a time to think on an easy question, then what about it for a difficult question? So you will not get any bonus. But the toppers will get bonus. How? Through quickly solving these questions, they are getting bonus time. Okay. So here, okay, here is 5 columns and 5 rows. So number of rectangles over here. Sum of 5 columns, sum of 5 and the rows. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, if it is 6, then also we can solve easily. Sum of 5. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. Okay, into another 5. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. It is 15 into 15. 225. Is it possible to count it inside an exam hall? Definitely and obviously not. Not at all possible to count 225 rectangles in an exam hall. After 100, you will start to double count. You will make mistakes after 100 or after 150. Okay, and if you spend, you can take 15 minutes for counting up to 200, even though you will make mistakes. But with the technique, you can solve it. Now I am taking you to this question. Solve this. Solve this and put it in the chat. How many rectangles are there? How many rectangles are there? Tell me the number of rectangles over here. Yeah, good. I heard few answers in the chat. I'm just hiding some portion. Let me hide. So now you guys can easily find. This is sum of 2 into sum of 2. Okay, even though if you count also, you will be getting sum of 2, 1 plus 2, 3. Sum of 2, 1 plus 2 equal to 3. You have 9 here. Okay, already 9. I'm bringing that portion removed. 10 over here. Okay, 10 over here. 11 over here. 12 over here. So the right answer is 12. And I got it from Nishwa, Arun, and Tisha. Very good, guys. So any other rectangle counting question? Let me see. Okay, no other rectangle counting question is with me. No issue. I think this one is better example for the technique to learn. I will take you to a triangle counting question. This time you can do the question number 3. A triangle counting question we have. Just put your responses in the chat. You can count. Even though without any technique you will count, you'll be getting the answer. Let me make some space for making a figure for the technique. In the meantime, I will be looking into your answers. So you don't need to bother what I am drawing here. I will be explaining things later. Sorry, I'm trying to construct a complex figure. Okay, is it complex? Not that much, but we can adjust with that. Where is my answers? 10 is there. Okay, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. After discussing the technique, I will come to that question. Okay. So I have another question. Number of triangles in this figure. Number of triangles. Let me know the number of triangles in this figure. Number of triangles. Okay, good, good. Let's put it in the chat. Nothing there to count. One here, second one here, outer 3. Only 3. Okay. Yeah, good, good. Yeah, Nishwa. Good, good. Okay, only 3 over here. So next, I'm getting into the technique. Number of triangles. Sum of columns. Okay, actually, I'm calling these things columns. Okay, don't go to dictionary and take that. Sir, you mentioned columns for these triangle pieces. Dictionary is not saying like that. Okay, so don't come up with those things in the chat box. For the sake of techniques, I am calling it like columns. Okay, the everything is personal callings. Okay, not universal acceptance for these kinds of terms which I am using here. At the end of the day, my students need to learn these things and my students need to get marks. That is why I will be sometimes going ridiculous techniques. Okay, even though I will try to keep the techniques alive over here. So column 1 and column 2. and I'm taking these kinds of vertical things as rows. Sorry, horizontal things as rows. Okay. In the real meaning, may not be we can't call these things as columns, but I'm calling it like columns here. So this is number of row. This is your shortcut. This is your shortcut for solving figures like this. Unless if I'm directly going to solve this question, I'll be getting confused. Okay, I'll be getting confused. I've given you the technique also. Now this is your turn, guys. Go ahead. So in this way, similar way, we are solving every figure counting question with techniques. Okay, for every topic we have techniques and our own methods and quickly solving ways. Okay, but these YouTube sessions are not having that much time to discuss everything. Okay, so you can join our crash batches by simply calling to this number. We are starting by 29th April. So we were discussing a question over here. Now you can solve this. Okay. So what is the number of triangles here? Sum of columns. This is column 1. This is column 2. This is column 3. This is column 4. Okay. All these things are columns. So sum of columns. Sum of columns is sum of 4 rows. Row 1, row 2, row 3. Sum of 4 into number 4. Okay. Inaya Mariam's answer is there. I will look into that. Bharat, Nishwa, everyone is coming up with answers. Let me see who is right here. Sum of 4 is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. What is number 4? Number 4 is simply that number 4. Number 4 is simply that number 4. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. It is 10. Number 4 is 4 itself. Okay. So what is here? How many rows? 1, 2, 3. I am sorry. My bad. So you need to use number 3 here. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 into number 3 into 3. 10 into 3. 30 is the answer. Okay. But manually counting will reach us to 25, 24, 27. We need to use technique. You can find it in this figure. Sum of 2 into number 1. Sum of 2, 1 plus 2. Number 1, 1. The answer 3 for this figure. 30 for this figure. 1, 2, 3, 4. 10. 1, 2, 3. 30. So in this speed, you can solve. So you will be solving these kinds of complex figures in 2-3 seconds. Simply with your hand. Okay. Assume this is your finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. Okay. So the finger is moving like this. 1, 2, 3. So 3. 30. Answer is ready. Where is my next question? This should be your speed. This need to be your speed. Next question. Now I am giving you one more option, one more chance. You can solve. One more chance I am giving. You can put it in the chat. Consider we are writing a mock exam. Okay, consider like that. So make your brain prepared for that. So everyone just put whatever you think right, just put it here. I'm trying my level best to include the connected questions. Okay. Is it over? Let me divide this figure into 2 pieces. I'm just deducting the figure to the method level or the technique level. We have some techniques, so try to reduce the question into that techniques level. So over here, how many columns? Column 1, column 2. So sum of 2, that is 3. Rows, row 1, row 2, number 2, 6. So this portion having 6 triangles. So the other portion is also having another 6. 6 plus 6, 12. Is it over? Not at all. We just found triangles like this. Triangle is in another direction also like this. We didn't consider this. This is our 13th one. This is our 14th one. And everyone go for 12. But be careful. 14 is the answer. 14. 14. Okay. Let's have this question. and detect the question into our levels of techniques. Okay, we have some of techniques. The techniques should be access components. Okay, so just reduce the question into our technique level. Go ahead. I want all. Bharat given it right last question. So what is the number of triangles here? Do you want options? Do you want options? You can use it. Okay. And options are very much confusing. 12 there, 13 there, 14 there, 15 there. Okay. If 13 was not there and we will be getting counting, we will be getting 13, then if we could make it on 12 or 14, but 13 is there. Okay. So if there is a confusion comes, we can't solve this question. Okay. Let me take to the answer. I am hiding this line. Actually, you are seeing this line for a long time, so I'm just hiding it. So this is your familiar figure. This figure is very much familiar. Rows, columns. So sum of columns, number of rectangle, our formula. Sorry, number of triangle, our formula. Sum of columns into number of rows. Okay, sum of columns into number of rows. What is the sum of columns here? Sum of 3. What is the number of rows here? Number 2. Okay, number 2. Sum of 3. 1 plus 2 plus 3. 6. Number 2. 2. So you can find 12 triangles in this figure only. Okay, you can find 12 in this figure only. I just introduced that line. Due to that line, you can find 13 and you can find 14 are forming. Okay, not only these two. One more triangle like this is also formed due to this line. This line is acting as a base to 3 triangles. We need to consider them also. So the right answer is 15, not 13, not 14, and 15. Bharat, Nishwa, okay, Ramo, all these people given it right. 15 is the right answer. That is another triangle counting. We had a plenty on triangle counting. So let me take you to another question. Another easy question. Easy question we will do later. We can do it complex. Question number 10 in our material. 10, 10. Q. Number of triangles in this figure. Number of triangles. Okay, enough. I will take you to some basic figures. Okay, I'll be taking you to some basic figures. Better to keeping it here. Some basic figures I'm going to draw. So few more lines. Or too thick. So this figure, you can call this like type 1 square. So type 1 square is having 2 triangles. X is type 2. How many triangles in type 2? Just put it in the chat. Quick guys. Type 2, how many triangles? While I'm constructing type 3, I want the number of triangles in type 2. You can solve it. Type 2. Okay. Type 2 answer is ready. 6 or 8? It is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me take another color. 7, 8. Okay. Actually, 8 is there. Actually, 8 is there. Next figure is for you guys. Find the number of triangles. In the meantime, I will construct the fourth one. Type 3. Let me know the numbers. I'm waiting for your responses. Enough. Enough. Type 3. Number over here. It is 12. And I will get you a technique to solve this. 1, 2, 3, 4. One component are 4 in number. Double is the total number of triangles. You can find it here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 into 2. Okay. Double of one component. Now, do you guys want my support to solve this question? Number of triangles in this figure. Number of triangles. You guys can easily solve. Let me see your responses. Type 4. Please let me know number of triangles in that figure. Type 4. That is your question. In the meantime, I will construct another set. Yeah, waiting for your responses. Good, good. Go ahead, go ahead. Inaya, Bharat, Tisha. Very good, guys. Very good. That's it. 8 into 2, 16. Next time onwards, we are not at all going to count this. We know it. Okay. We know it very well. So now you need to solve number of triangles in this figure. Number of triangles in this figure. Solve it. Number of triangles. Tomorrow, I will pray or like that. Okay, tomorrow you will be getting few of the questions which we will be discussing, or you can solve questions through the methods which we are discussing. Okay, so then I will be very happy to see those things. So please do let me know all those things through the chats. If you like the video, please like, share, and subscribe our channel for creating more contents like this. And subscribe our channel and click on the bell button. You will be getting notifications. So in the upcoming days also, we will be coming up with similar classes based on your responses. So in this question, number of triangles. This is type 1. This is type 1. So 2 plus 2, 4. But it is not like that. 2 plus 2 plus junction triangle we need to consider. Who is the junction? This is the junction. Who is the junction triangle? Triangle created with the support of the next unit is the junction triangle. So one junction triangle is also there. So 2 plus 1, 5. Let me change the question. I think you guys got the idea. If you want, you can take screenshots. Let me change this question. Let me copy this. Copy. Paste. So when you're getting the annotated copies, these things may be smaller than this because I'm just zooming it and showing you. You can also zoom your annotated copies and see this. So over here, number of triangles. This is your question. Next question. Number of triangles. Just put it in the chat. Number of triangles. Combination of type 2, type 2, type 2, type 2. Actually, I'm just trying to increase your speed in solving these things. Okay, 2 type 2s are here. Look into the individual units. 8, 8. Look into the junction. So each junction is having 2 triangles in type 2 combination. So 2 in 2 directions. Let me draw it once again. One in blue, other in red. So 2 junction triangles. Always pay attention to that. 18. 8 plus 8 plus 2, 18. Okay. Now you guys can solve this question. Now everything for solving this question is given. You can solve question number 10. And let me know your responses through the chat. Okay. How many units? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 into 8, 32. How many junctions? Junction number 1, junction number 2, junction number 3. Each junction having 2. So it is 6, 38. Counting up to 38, we can do it in a matter of seconds. Is it over? Not at all. Actually, that chain is attached with another segment. This segment is having 3 triangles. We see that. This is the basic triangle we which learned. Another segment, another 3. So, another 6. 38 plus 6, 44. Like Tisha Patel commented. 44 is the right answer. Shall we try one more question of the same family? One more question of the same family. And this time I will make it simpler. Question number 7. Solve this. Question number 7. Okay. Are you familiar with this figure? Are you familiar with this figure? This is the figure. Our type 3. 12. What is the difference? Some legs are wide apart. Okay. That is the only difference. Okay. Number of triangles, no difference. 12. 12. Okay. 12 is always 12. Nothing is different here. Our type 2. Sorry, our type 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 into 2, 12. That is what is over here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 into 2, 12. Okay. Don't make it complex. Nisha, good. Okay, don't make it complex. Inaya, very good. Okay, it's 12. Running out of time, even though I will take you to one more question. This is your question. Go ahead. Number of triangles. Number of triangles. Those who haven't subscribed yet, they can subscribe our channel. If you like our videos, please like. Okay. Your likes are the supports. Go ahead, go ahead. Let me solve it. Familiar figure, isn't it? 16. Familiar figure. 16. Apart from that, another set. 3. 3 each. Everywhere you can find that 3. So 3 into 4. 16 plus 3 into 4. 12. 28. Is it over? Not yet. 1, 2. In this way. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 28 plus 8. 36. Option B. 36 was right. Let me check the live chats. Nobody for 36. 28, 48. Scattered answers. Okay. 36 is the right answer. Everyone will comes to 28. That is a common error. Okay. That is the common error. So I will take you to another technique of square counting. Those who want to take admission for our online as well as offline sessions, you can find the number over here. And those who wish to be a part of the curiosity, you can watch it by tomorrow over here. Okay, we have a curiosity quiz competition like thing happening over here. So let me take you to another question. It is an old Nata question. Let me know your responses in the chat for this question. Number of squares I want. From the triangles, I'm just jumping into squares. Okay, from the triangles, I'm just jumping into squares. Number of triangles. Nobody. Number of squares. Bharat. Okay. Just 5 seconds. We will discuss it. Number of squares in this figure. What about this one? I want number of squares. I will discuss the previous question once again later. Number of squares. I want the number of squares in this figure. Okay. So there is a technique. I will show the technique in a smaller figure. I will hide a portion for the convenience of solving. I will hide 2 rows and 2 columns for convenience of learning the technique. After that, we can try to solve a complex figure. Okay, I just deleted. So it's a 4 into 4 mesh. Now this is a 4 into 4 mesh. 4 rows, 4 columns. Number of squares in this figure. Number of squares. The technique is like this. I will be going for a lengthier one. Okay, after that, I will come to the shortest method of solving. One component. There are 16. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 into 4, 16. 2 component. I will show you what a 2 component looks like. This is a 2 component looks like. Like this. 9 you can find in this figure. Sorry. Like this 9 you can find. 3 component. Like this. This is a 3 component one. How many of them you can find over here? 3 component. You can find 4 of the same type. 4 component. The entire question figure itself. Entire question figure itself 1. So total 30. Okay. As I mentioned earlier, this is a 4 into 4 mesh. And the numbers I written over here. This is 1 square. This is 2 square. This is 3 square. This is 4 square. Okay. So a 4 into 4 mesh. Number of squares is 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square plus 4 square. For an n into n mesh, it is 1 square plus 2 square plus etc. up to n square. Take a screenshot. Keep it with you. A time-saving shortcut. A time-saving shortcut. I'm taking you to the big picture now. Now this is your time to solve this question, the bigger one. Now the bigger one is over here. Actually, I'm not well, even though since tomorrow is the exam, that is why we are conducting a session today. Okay, I will try to conduct a more active session by the next week. Next Friday also, we'll be coming up with another session of the similar type. Anyway, click on the bell button to get the notifications on right time. And those who like the video, they can like the video and subscribe our channel. Okay, these are the fuel for the next videos. So let me see the answers. Very good. Earlier I got 120 plus. Now everyone is giving 191. 1 square plus 2 square plus etc. up to 6 square. Answer is ready, 91. Answer is ready, 91. Okay, such huge figures are not an issue anymore. Inaya, Remo, Bharat and all. Good, great. Let me take you to another figure. This is what called cross squares. Cross squares. Okay, so each cross square is having 5 squares in it. Okay, each cross square is having 5 squares in it. Let me try one more type of square. I'm not that much good at drawing. This is diamond. Number of squares in a diamond. If it is triangle, it is 8 there. But number of squares in a diamond is only 1. Okay. If I'm constructing a figure like this. If I'm constructing a figure like this. And if I'm asking for number of squares in this figure, what will be your answer? I have 2 cross squares and 1 diamond. So 2 into 5 plus 1, that is 11. Without counting, simply looking, we can answer this question. Okay, I will take you to another question. Yeah, this is the question. Number of cross squares. Sorry, number of squares. Number of squares. Solve this. Everyone, solve this. Okay, what happened? Is it difficult? 6, 1 cross square plus 1 diamond. Tisha, Bharat, very good, very good. 6. Okay, let me come to another question. Number of squares in this figure. Number of squares in this figure. Solve. Ah, Bharati, good, good. Now you can try this question. Ah, Inia, good, good. Go ahead, others. So I will deduct this question to our levels, deduction. So for that, let me remove some portions. Since the time is limited, we are not at all discussing every methods. We are only discussing few. Here, this is the method for number of rows and columns are equal. Okay. So if rows and columns are equal, we can use the method of squaring. So this is 4 into 4 mesh. So 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square plus 4 square. In this figure, 30 squares are right now. Okay, in this square, 30 squares. This is the rows and columns are equal. If rows and columns are not equal, then what we will do? We will use countdown method there. Okay, let's see if I find time, I will explain countdown method. Okay, if I found time, I will discuss countdown method. Okay, so over here in this question, already find 30. Cross square number 1, cross square number 2, cross square number 3, cross square number 4. 4 additional cross squares are there. That is 4 into 5, 20. It is 50. Easy to solve. Easy to solve up to 50. Now this is 1 second I am giving. Earlier I am getting only one answer. Now let me see how many of you are able to solve this. Nothing in this question. Deduct it to the level of our techniques. Then solve it. Deduction and how you guys are doing the deduction is taking you to the answer. This is an old Nata question. Okay. Old Nata question. Great. Many of you are there in the chats. Very good. Very good. 40 is the right answer. 40. Good, great. Because 4 into 4 mesh give you 30 squares. 2 cross squares gives you 10 squares. 40. Very good. Great. So that is about square counting. One more thing. I will take you to countdown method next. Okay. Countdown method. So for the countdown method, let me use this figure. Just look into the highlighted portion. Don't look into everywhere. Just look into the highlighted portion. Let me know the number of squares over here. Here, 2 columns, column 1, column 2. Here, 3 rows, row 1, row 2, row 3. Okay, this is the countdown method question. And you can find 8 squares in this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 into 2, 6, 7. Another one, 8. Okay, so easily we can find 8 here. And the technique is here. I will tell you the technique. That is countdown method. That is, we will simply write row bar column or column bar row. You can write. So here I'm writing like column bar row. So it is 2 by 3. Identify the smallest number. Identify the smallest number. It is 2. Put into is equal to smallest number. Into number 1, into number 2. Okay, countdown. 2, 1, 3, 2. So 2 into 3, 6. 2 into 1, 2. 6 plus 2, 8. That is the countdown method. Okay, you can copy this. And I will give you another question. On the same figure, I am giving it. The highlighted portion. Too big. 3 into 4. Okay, look into this highlighted portion only. Number of squares inside this. Number of squares inside this. You can use countdown method. You can use countdown method there. How will you use it? How will you use the countdown method there? Number of rows and columns. 3. So in this question, it is a 3 by 4. Okay. So you can write the 3 by 4 over here. So 3 into 4 mesh. Smallest number is 3. Put into is equal to 3. 2, 3. Countdown. 2, 1. Countdown. 3, 2. Product. 12. 6. 2. So it is 20. You can find 20 squares inside this figure. Okay. You can easily find 20 squares inside that figure. That is the countdown method. So now we will be looking into some other questions from some other topics. We counted plain figures and plenty of techniques and plenty of things are still remaining there. But now we can look into figure counting question. I will take you to another simple figure. You can use question number 50 for counting number of surface. I will tell you the method. Number of surface here. I will look into it. Number of surface. So for finding that, we are using a method called BA method. Visible, invisible. That is a full form of VI method. Okay, that is a full form of VI method. So first of all, we will count visible things from all the directions. So I will count it from the top first. 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 are visible from the top. Then I will go for counting from the front. 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So these kinds of closed figures are called surfaces. So 8 surfaces are visible from right. Okay. So from the front, 9. Okay. 10. Did I miss any surface? Yes. 11. Visible 11. Invisibles. Now we are going to count invisibles. So invisibles are from the rear. You can find 1. Sorry, from the left side, you can find 1. And this is the second one. From the rear, you can find 3rd. You can find 4th. From the bottom, you can find the 5th. Okay. 11 plus 5, 16. This is one way of doing. Another way of doing is like this. We just ended counting at 11. Start from 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Answer is ready. Okay, any methods we can use, VI or anything over here. So let me take you to another question. It would be a simple one. Question number 4. Let me see how many of you are solving. Question number 4. Number of surface. Earlier it is Tisha, Remo, Sharavanan. They had solved this. Okay. So those who wish to join our crash batches, we are starting it by the next week. So you can contact in the number provided over here in the chats. So what is the number of surface over here? Let me count. So visible 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Invisibles 6 over here. Usually students miss this one 7. Another missing one is this one 8, 9, 10 from the base. Okay. So those who are at 9, they obviously missed this 8. This is common missing or the 7. Because counting from left to right, I just found a blind spot for the students. Okay. When you count from left side to right side, just pay more attention because there is a greater scope of missing. This is my experience. Okay. 10. I just found a lot of students doing like that. So Tisha, Remo, Sharavan and Nishwa, very good. Question number 5 you can solve. Question number 5. This is your question. Number of surface. Plenty of questions are there in this material to practice. Okay. Similarly, we have materials for all the topics. All the topics are awareness and everything. Everything we have as a material. So coming over to here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 over here. 10, 11. Okay. 12 from the base. Is this anything else? Nothing. 12. Let's try another figure counting question. Let's see another figure counting question. You can do question number 10. Question number 10. You can do it. I'm looking forward for your answers in the chats. And I'm having a very good active participation. So everyone, just keep a timer also with you if possible and identify how quick you are solving a question. Use a stopwatch near you and improve and try to identify the time you are taking for solving a question. So this time, if you are taking 20 seconds to solve a question, next question you need to solve it by 18 seconds. Or other 5 questions you are solving in 20 questions. So you assume that you are solving first 5 questions in 20 seconds. So try to solve the next 5 into 18 seconds. Okay. Reduce the time as much as possible. Okay, good, good, good. Let me try. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Only 9 visible. Only 9 visible. Is there any visible things I missed? Nothing, I think. Okay. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 over here. 14 for this. 15 for this. 16 for the base. 17 for this. Lot of things from the base. Lot of surface from the base. 17. Shall we conclude? Raya, good. I can find a lot of 17. Nishwa, Inaya, Tisha, Raya, very good, very good. Okay, actually, I'm not considering this as a my YouTube session. I'm considering this my actual class. Okay, that is why I'm calling names and what engaging like this. Okay, this is I'm considering this like my offline sessions. So let's move to the 11th question. Is a wonderful one. It's easy to solve. Now you guys can solve. Saravanan, Raya, everyone. Tisha, this is your question. Next question. Simple to solve. Symmetric figure. Simple to solve. Symmetric figure. Symmetricity is a great boon for solve it. Okay, let me try. Okay, let me try. So I just see 100% is going through the chat. Yeah, fine. Yes. So over here, actually, you can find 1, 2, 3. These 3 is on all the sides. So 3 over here, another 3 over here, another 3 over here, another 3 over here. So 12. I will be counting from 13. So this is 13, this is 14, this is 15, this is 16, and this is 17. Okay. So 12, easily we count. Then 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Is it over? No. Actually, we have a portion of a cuboid. Cuboid is having 6 surfaces, but one surface we had counted in different ways. So the remaining 17 and 5 is the 22. So we are reaching 22 through the technique. Okay. Or I will be counting after 17. This is 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. In this way also I can count. But I had integrated common sense over here and solved it. Nishwa, Bharat, Tisha, Sharvan. Very good. So we just incorporated our common sense as well as our previous knowledge to solve this in a quicker manner. So all those things are possible here. Okay, that is counting. Now we will be looking into folding, unfolding of those things. How it will looks like when it is unfolded. That is what we are going to learn next. Why? Because it is a connected figure to the counting. We will start from previous year question of Nata. We can start from a previous year question of Nata. You can find it here. Nata 2023 question. Okay. So for the annotated copies of this PDF, you can contact in the number provided over there in the chat. By the end of the session, they will be getting you the annotated copies. You can WhatsApp them. They will get you the PDFs in an annotated manner. Okay. By the next moment you texted, you will not be getting it. It will take few minutes. Okay. Because they have some works on this after my session is over. After finishing their work, they will be sending you if they pre-book it. Even during the session, you can pre-book. Okay. This particular PDFs. I want this PDF. You can like that. You want annotated PDF, you can pre-book it like right now. So if you want the number for pre-booking it, it is same. Okay. The number, everything is same over here. If you want admissions, you can contact this number. If you want to pre-book, you can contact this number. Okay. So we were discussing a question. What is the technique? If a cube is opened, it will be having 6 faces. Okay. If a cube is opened, I will take this figure. I'm not discussing the answer for this figure. If you see 6 surface figure, if this cube is opened, you will be getting a 6 surface figure. Okay. If your cube is opened, you will be getting a 6 surface figure. If a figure like this is opened, you will be getting a figure with that much surfaces. That is the Elimination technique. If you find two options with the exact same number of surface, then go for comparing the shapes. Let me try over here. Number of surface, that is the first thing. Fine, Tisha, I will look into it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 visible. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Did I double counted anything? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 there, 8 here, 9, 10, 11, 12. Over, finished, 12. If it was a complete H-like thing, it will be having 14. Now it is 12 only. Now check the options one by one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 plus 3, 11. Wrong. We want 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. We don't want this option 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12. Maybe right. I'm not sure. Because one more option is still waiting for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It is 11 only. Right answer is B. So a lot of time is saved. Simply counting, simply looking into the option, and they're counting. It is taking it as to answer. Okay, some students are there. They will try to imagine all these things. It will end up in mess, losing a lot of time. Just go for these kinds of techniques and solve it as quick as possible. If you get two options with the two, compare with the shapes. Okay, then only go for comparing. We are starting with the comparing all the four options. You are wasting a lot of time. At least eliminate one option before start comparing. That will save you a lot of time. I will take you to another question. You can solve question number 8. Solve this. Question number 8. What is the opened figure looks like? So earlier, Inaya, Tisha, Bharat were given it right. For the annotated copies, you can use a number in the pinned message over here in the chat. You can pre-book it right now. So based on your priorities, they will be sending it. Okay, good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 plus 3, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 plus 3, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. Okay. So let's count the question figure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We want an 8 surface figure. Okay, I'll count once again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is 8. Maybe the answer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And plus 3, 9. Definitely not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 9. Definitely not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. So one question. Now we can compare. Okay. Now we can compare and solve. So comparison is starting over here. So as we need to find this portion first. Okay. If you can find this portion, then you can relate to other portions also easily. So this one will be 7th one, the bottom portion, because this is that portion. So this could be 7, this could be 5, this could be 8. So we just find the portion number 7. After 7, you can find 1 here, 2 here, 3 here. On the top of 7, you can find 6 here, and this could be 4. Coming to this figure, as like the previous one, this is 7, this is 5, this is 8, this is 6, this is 4. Okay. And this could be 3. And after 7, this could be 1, this could be 2. Now you can compare the shapes. Actually, this 1 is larger. Okay, fine. 6 is larger, 4 is larger. 3 is larger than 2, and it is comparatively equal to 1. It didn't happen. Okay, but in this figure, 3 is larger than 2. So with this, by comparison, we found it option D. Okay, this is the next method. So Tisha, Raya, Sharavanan, given it right. Very good. It is D. So this is the 2 ways of solving questions from this chapter. Okay, 2 ways of solving questions from this chapter. I will give you the third type. The third type is an extension of DICE related questions. Okay, so we'll be having a detailed session on DICE later in this channel. So now you can solve this question. So you can subscribe our channel for similar contents, and as a fuel to these kinds of videos for creating similar sprints, your chat as well as likes given to the videos is considered. If you are appreciated, or if there are viewers, we will be conducting similar sessions later also. And if you share this video, it will be available in your save this video, it will be available in your saved videos also. So save it, and if you like this video, it will be available in your liked videos. So you can like and keep it in your liked video. So once again, if you want to see this video, you can look into your liked videos and you can find it. So I will give you another technique. Adjacent sides. Adjacent sides can't be opposite. Adjacent sides cannot be opposite. Okay, that is the slogan which we are going to use here. So over here, consider this is surface named C or A. This is A, this is B, this is C, this is D, this is E, and this is F. A is having adjacent side B as well as adjacent side C, and adjacent side E, and adjacent side F. And D is the opposite side of B, A. D is the opposite side of A. Now comes to the options. You can find D over here. Okay, D over here. And adjacent side of D is E and F. Okay, E and F are adjacent sides. Fine. Okay, fine over here. So adjacent sides cannot be opposite. Okay, I mentioned E and F are actually opposite. Okay, B and C are actually opposite, apart from A and D. C, E and F. Is they are opposite? Yes, they are opposite. Then why are you drawn like adjacent? Option D is wrong. When option D is wrong, B gone, D gone. 2 options gone. Now, this one or this one. For that, we need to check for A or B. I'll check for B. Same reason, E and F. Actually, in this question, they are opposite, but they are drawn like adjacent. So option B is wrong. B is wrong. Finally, A and C only is the right answer. And let me see. Anybody? Sharavanan gave it right. Very good, Sharavanan Prakash. Good. So option A is the right one. Very good. Let me take you to the next topic, because we need to discuss plenty of topics. That is why I'm going to the next one. Folding, unfolding. The next level is cutting and folding. Okay, cutting and folding. I will give you the technique for cutting and folding. So let's take a simple question for solving it first. then we will be elevating the levels. Why don't we do this question? You can solve for question 7 first. I will dictating the technique in this question. Question number 7. Earlier it is Bharat also given it right now, Bharat good. So how it will looks like when it is unfolded. So I will give you the technique, mirror technique. The next technique we are going to discuss is mirror technique for folding, unfolding. Mirror technique. Okay. So the method of solving this question. Place, this is the direction of folding. I hope you know. And direction of unfolding will be like this. Okay. From here to here, we are unfolding. So we will place mirror in the order of unfolding. So I've placed a mirror here. So that mirror is actually coming like this over here. So apply the techniques of mirror image. Nearer reflects nearer, farther reflects farther. This circle will be reflecting somewhere over here. Nearer reflects nearer. This square will be reflecting nearer to there like this. Okay, I'm not good at drawing exactly this. So that is why it looks like this. Okay, this particular one will be reflected like this. Over. Half of the figure is over. Now you can compare the options. Half of the figure is over. Remove the wrong answers. Option B is removed. Okay. Half of the figure. Looking into the half of the figure, a portion like this coming. Okay. And half of the figure, this is wrong. Half of the figure, this is wrong. Only one option now remaining. That is C. Okay. Even without completing the question, we are getting the answer. Even though I will tell you the method. Next mirror will be coming over here like this. So this mirror will be nearer reflects nearer, nearer reflects nearer. Okay, nearer reflects nearer, farther reflects farther. Okay, this is how my answer also looks like. So option C, this is the shortcut. This is the shortcut. And this is your next question. Okay, this is your next question. Go ahead. I want all of you to solve this question. Earlier, it is Jumailat, Tisha, Bharat, Sharavan and solved. Now another question for cutting and folding. Since the time is very much limited, we can only solve 2 or 3 questions from a topic. Okay, so you can collect these annotated copies also later, and you can pre-book the annotated copies. I'll show you the number in between. You can pre-book the annotated copies of this session from this particular number. You can use this for taking admissions also. Okay, for pre-booking the annotated copies, you can use that number. So the copies will be reaching you once it is ready. So now you can solve this question. You can WhatsApp them for the annotated copies. So over here, let me know the directions of folding. So everything is now folded. So this is the first place I need to place a mirror. So circle will come here. Star will be, let me draw this star like this. Okay, I'm comfortable with drawing like this. So the circle, this circle will be coming here. And this star will be coming somewhere here. Half of the figure is done. Look for half of the figure. Actually, the answer will be a symmetric one. Look for the half of the figure. Option D is wrong. Okay. And over here, option, this is what, which option? Okay, anyhow, option E like that, it is wrong. Coming over here, ABC. ABC, can you spot any differences? So actually there is a difference between the distance. So option A you can remove. Now B and C. You can complete this figure by drawing once again over here for this line. So this figure will be copied like this. Okay. Now identify a small difference you can find. So actually these are not, let me see the thickness. So the circle will be here. So this much close may not be this much apart. Okay. The distance between them may not be that much. This is fine. So right answer is B. Very good. A plenty is over here. Jumaila, Tisha, Inaya, Bharatreya, Sharavanan, Nishwa. Very good. Very good. Very good, guys. I'm impressed. One more question you can try from this chapter. One more question. So today, like this, we will be trying 3 chapters more. Go ahead. Okay. What is the answer? Mirror, mirror. Where will you place the mirror? So you can place a mirror here. Okay, you can place a mirror here. So copy the mirror images. You can solve it and put it in the chat. I'm just trying to draw it. Okay. Nearer reflects nearer. Farther reflects farther. First half of the figure is ready. Almost looks like this. Now check the halves. Okay. So the figure over here, the next mirror is coming over here. So the very lengthiest difference you can find. So option A is simply wrong. Option A is simply wrong. And if you find the orientation of this triangle, these two triangles, C gone, B or D is the right answer. And a plenty of space, unwanted space, D. Very good, very good. Tisha, Reya, Tisha, Nishwa, Bharat, Sharavanan. Very good, very good. Okay, that's all about cutting and folding. Now you can look into folding along dotted lines. How it will looks like when it is folded along dotted lines. Now you can try. First question. First question now you can try. And here also you can use mirror technique. I'll give you one, two techniques for solving these questions. Okay. So left side of the figure will not be having any change. Okay. Will not be having any change. So the left side of the figure need to be there. A is fine. B is wrong. C is fine. D is fine. Simply eliminated one option. Now comes to next. Mirror image you need to take for this line. That line comes like this. This line comes like this. So the right answer will be option C. And it is Nishwa, Raya, Tisha, everyone given it right. Next question. It is quite simple. Next question is quite simple. Try this. Folding along dotted lines. You can use these sessions to know the chapters from which the questions are coming and what are the techniques you can. And if you like these videos, you can find these videos in your like the videos account. And by referring your liked videos, you can score as much as possible in the exams. Okay. Now let me see this line. It should be exactly like this. Option A is wrong. Option B is wrong, missing. Option C is wrong. Simply we are moving to D. Without any techniques, we are moving to D. Tisha, Raya, Nishwa. Good. Let's try another question. Question number 3. Solve this. Question number 3. Over. Yeah, good. Left side should be exactly like this. What is this? Find B. Okay, good. No, not fine. No, B is also not fine because this has to be exactly like this. These are wrong representation. Fine. Comes to the next bottom portion. Mirror image. Here we will be coming with a mirror image. So option D is wrong. It is C. Anisha, Rhea, Bharat, Trisha. Okay, good. So let's try one more question and we can move to the next topic. One more question you can do. One more question. Simple one, is it? Simple one. So you can see that the side has been changed to other side. So the thing which is not having change is the base one. A is fine, B is fine, C is fine, D we can't. D gone. Okay. Now the mirror image of this particular one we need to find. Mirror image of this one. Okay. Mirror image of this one. You can find it like this. So which option? Which option is exactly giving like this? A is fine. C is wrong. B is wrong. Finally, it is A. And Sharavanan, Nishwa, Bharat. Very good. So let me move to the next topic. So the next topic is types of views. Different types of view questions are there. Okay, different types of views questions are there. So we will be trying one. So from the first type, you can try question number 4 and we can discuss the technique. 4th question. Try this question. Okay. Everyone. So we can use counting method to solve this question. How many surfaces you guys can see it from the top? 1, 2. This is a slope you can see from the top. 3, 4, 5, 6. You need to have 6 surfaces when you look from the top. That is our elimination technique. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No more needed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait here. We will be coming back. 1, 2, 3. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. Obviously not. So counting is simply taking us. We don't need to imagine. We don't need to think about shapes, anything. Counting is simply taking us to answer. Option C is right. Very good. Nishwa, Bharat, Tisha. Very good. So let's try another question. Question number 5, you can try. Question number 5. Look from the top. Okay, what is over here? Number of surface you can see from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 surface you can see from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe, I don't know. I will keep it there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Obviously not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Obviously not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Simply counting method is giving answers every time. Nishwa, Bharat, Raya, Aaron. Very good. Sharavan. Okay, Bharat. Okay, fine. So you can try question number 6. This one. Try this question. Actually, I'm giving you the space for solving these questions. Unless if I'm giving a question and picking the answer, it doesn't mean that we are having a lecture. Okay. So that is why I'm giving you the space. So just put your response in the chat. I want all. I just find few new names also there. I'm very glad to see them. Okay. So just count. That is our first technique. 2, 3, 4. We want 4 in the options. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4. D. Again, counting method is coming to help us. Bharat, Nishwa, Raya, Tisha, Aaron. Good. So now we will be looking into another question. Question number 3 you can solve. Question number 3. This is the next type. Question number 3. Okay, done. So over here, the base, one rectangle has to be there. Along the base, another one you need to draw. Okay, taking a small, sorry, over here, option B is wrong because it has to be like this. And after a small distance, next one. Okay. Okay, fine. This is wrong. D gone. Now only one option with us. And they are not at all ending together. A small gap is there. So due to this, A is also gone. So right answer is option C. Okay. Tisha, Raya, and Nishwa given it right. C is the right answer. So view from the direction of arrow for this question. Question number 8, view for the direction of arrow. Direction is this. So view from this direction. Okay, careful every time. Is it over? Is it over? Let me try. So when I look from this direction, I will find a rectangle first. That rectangle is here. Fine. Everywhere, every option. But it is a one component only. Here you can find a rectangle like this. So whenever you are having a view like this, okay, if the view is like this, then we will be having a one like this. But the view, if the rectangle is like this, then it will be a rectangle like this only. So a third line in the vertical direction, not possible for the base one. But for the next one, it is fine. For this one, you can afford a third line. So now this is okay, but here that line is missing. Okay, here the line present, here the line present. That's why we are happy to have that. And we will take it to the remaining session. So now there is no cap for this, actually a cylinder behind this. So when you look from this direction, on this figure, you will be getting a triangle like this. Okay, you are getting a triangle like this. Only like this, no line through the center. When a line through the center comes, then the figure will be looks like this. And when you look from this direction, then you can find a triangle like this. So just keep this in mind. So now this is going wrong. Finally, it is B. Who are having B? Rhea and Bharat is having B. Very good. Okay, number of responses are getting low. That seems to be the questions are getting difficult. Question number 9 you can solve. Question number 9. 9. View from the direction of arrow. Everyone is having 3 vertices from the direction of our view. Okay, answer should have 3 vertices. A wrong, B wrong, C or D will be the right one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 6. And this option is having only 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 figures we want. So right answer is option C. Tisha, fine, good. Sharavanan, Bharat, Nishwa, good. So I will take you to a miscellaneous question over here. Question number 3. And I will tell you why it is important. You guys can solve and put it in the chat. Let me see your responses. Question number 3 now you can solve. Okay. B by Tisha. Okay, Afrin. Okay, Raya, good. Okay, let me draw the option D. So I'm just putting some imaginary lines. So I found a few of you commented D. That is a common error in this question. I'll tell you what is the common error. Okay, that is not an issue. But being we are writing an Excel like this, we need to address all the common errors also. Okay. Since I know there is an issue in this question, common error is the option D. That is why I just discussed this question. If I keep this question with me, you guys will continue making this mistake. Actually, I'm just taking selected questions only. So from that selected question, I will try to include these kinds of pain areas. This is the view. Option D. Question. Only 3 compartments. Coming over here, I will draw the next one. Okay. Now I am completing the figure. So common error area addressed. Okay. Option B is the right answer. Keep it in mind. The question has been repeated several times in several exams. So question number 2, now you can solve. Question number 2. We will be seeing all the types of view questions. That means projection is the name of the chapter. Okay, now you can solve this. So booking annotated copies, pre-booking annotated copies, you can do it. So you can pre-book the annotated copies here. So it will be available by tomorrow, I think. Tomorrow or by today night, we will try. Okay, since this session is not ending by 7 o'clock after me, it will be continuing up to 8:30. After that, I think by tomorrow evening, you will be getting those copies. So for that, you can use this number. Okay, for the annotated copies, please feel free to contact in this number. Okay, and you can, if you want to take admissions or if you have queries regarding Nata, then also you can use this number. Okay, all in one number from the side of THiNC. So number of surface from this side. Okay, that is my shortcut for elimination. 1, 2, 3. Only 3 visible surfaces from this direction. Fine. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gone. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gone. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gone. Option D, I'm not going to count because I had eliminated as much as possible. So now I don't want to count anymore. Okay. Now comes to another question we can try. Why don't we this one? Always pay attention to the direction of arrow. Always pay attention to the direction of arrow. Quick. I got a lot of love through the chats. Yeah, I can find it. Okay. Thanks. Please like the video if you liked it, and the video will be available in your liked videos also. Once you want to revise, you can go there and see. Subscribe our channel. Please click on the bell button for getting real-time alerts regarding the upcoming sessions. So this is getting into the answer. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 are viewing. We can see 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fine. I will look into option A. 1, 2, 3. Obviously wrong. What an option it is. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Confusion. First time we are getting a confusion between two options. But it's not a matter of big deal. So actually, when you observe, you can find an L-shaped thing over here. That is fine in option A. But it is not there. Okay. So this is how they are making L. So option D is wrong. Okay. Option D is wrong. So let's move on to the next question. Last year Nata question. Oh, complex one. 10th one. Do it. Okay. A complex question is here. Okay, solve it. Okay, done. So now let's look into the answers. I want all of you to put your answers. Yeah, good. Let me solve this. So before that, I need to count. Okay. So every there, this is the first one. Actually, it is a very extended one when looking into the options. Okay. Then second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh piece. So actually, I'm considering this as one piece. since I can't see it clearly, but if I look from this direction, I can see that first piece exactly clear. Okay, so we need to have 7 rectangles. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rectangles we need to see. Okay, and blank spaces actually I'm not clearly able to see here. So coming over here, first one you can find it is fine. Second one, is this much long. Okay, the gap over here. So the base. Next one is fine. Option C is fine, but D is not. So I'm just leaving D. Okay, coming to the next level. This portion is making the difference. Okay, actually that gap under these two. But it is not properly addressed. It has been addressed like L shape, but actually it is over here. So this L shape is not possible. So A. So we can address it like this. So now you guys can try this question. It is another type. Try this question. Go ahead. Yeah, now you can solve it through counting. How will you count here? Just count the top view of the question and go for counting the top view of the options. Then you will be taking to the answer. So over here, 1, 2, 3. So now we need to count here 1, 2. So this figure, actually it will be looks like this. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Our answer is here, and it is Bharat, Nishwa, Tisha, everyone given it right. Good. So let's try another question. Question number 1. Over here. You can try this. Actually, we are discussing a very easy topic, even though be careful because in between some tough nuts may come. Identify the 3D view from the given front view. Let me try. So front view is the question. View from this direction. Take it. Okay. You can count and eliminate options. You can simply look into this portion. So just simply looking into this portion, you need to have a figure like this. Okay, fine. Absent here. This is step. The step will be looks like this, not like this, because we want an L shape. So C and D is gone. C and D you can easily eliminate because we want step-like structure. Okay, sorry. We want a structure like this. So now, this small, I will use another color. This small square, it cannot be addressed here in my option A, but option B can address it. So L shape is addressed, this shape is addressed. B, in this way, simply looking into also, you can solve. Bharat, very good. Now, next question. This one, try this one. Okay, try this one. So just look into the slopes. Do we want that option? We don't want it. Leave it. Do we want this? We don't want it. Okay. Do we want this? We don't want this. Now who is remaining? C. Okay. You can see that the slope is starting from here itself, not coming here and starting. Okay. So right answer is option C, and Nishwa is the only one given it right. Others get confused a little bit. So another type, you can try this one. Try this question. Okay. Top right front. So over here, I think some issues happening in between network. Okay, fine. So I'm waiting for you. Yeah, earlier it's Manvi given it right. Nishwa, Bharat. Okay, everyone were there. Okay, so this question. Tisha, Sharavanan. So simply looking here, you can just count and see the things over here. So from the front view, this is the front view. Option B is supporting the front view. When you look from the right side, option B is giving you the support. When you look from the top also, option B. Very good. Saravanan, Tisha, Manvi, Nisha, everyone. Good. So let's try a old Nata question. Okay. Let's try an old Nata question over here. What is the answer? A, B, C. Just look into the front view. The front view is addressing all the issues. Okay, just simply looking into the front view, we can simply solve this question. Looking into the front view, A wrong, B wrong, even C wrong. Tisha, very good. Option D is the right answer. Okay, so today we had gone through a plenty of questions. Plenty of questions are still remaining over here too. So we will be discussing one miscellaneous question. Okay, one fun, just for fun, we will be discussing a miscellaneous question also today. So question number 12, just try to solve. And I will address the pain area in these kinds of questions also. Okay. Solve this. Horses. Let's see. How many horses here? 3x or 3 horses. So 3 horse equal to 30. So each horse equal to 10 only. Nishu, I will look into it. Each horse is 10 only. Next, this is 10. So I'm just, this is like 2 magnets here, 2 magnets here. So 10 plus 4 magnets total. That is equal to 8. So 4 magnet equal to 8, magnet equal to 2. So each magnet is 2. Okay, so this is 4 here. So another 4 minus, this is 2 shoes. So 4 minus 2 shoes equal to 2. So 4 minus 2 equal to 2 shoes. So shoes equal to 1 you can choose, because this will be 2 equal to 2 shoes. So this is 2, each shoe is 1. So 1 plus what is over here? 10 into magnet, each magnet 2. So you can use board mass. So first multiplication, then addition. So 10 into 2, 20. Plus 1, 21. And everyone is there with 42. Okay, this is a common mistake. Okay, So these kinds of questions were earlier in Nata. So be careful about these questions also. I will give you one more question. I will give you one more question of the same type. Why don't we discuss the same type? So you can discuss this question. We can do this question. Solve this. Okay. So as like the previous one, solve this. And put your answers in the chat. We will pin the answer over here later. Okay. So you can do this question as a homework. This is very simple. And the confusion area is this. Facebook, this consider this like Facebook plus YouTube. Okay. So YouTube on Facebook means Facebook plus YouTube. So that will be a pain area. But I had addressed it also. You will be getting it right. So you can put that answers in the chat later. Okay. So next faculty is ready to take from here onwards. So I'm just handing over my session to her. So Nishida ma'am is waiting for you guys. So ma'am, are you there? You can take from here onwards, ma'am.
Okay. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. You can take from here onwards.
Okay. Hello everyone, good evening. I am architect Nishtha Joshy and I take architectural awareness classes at THiNC Institute of Design. I am an alumni of SPA Bhopal. A lot of you already know me because you attended my architectural awareness classes. And in this session, we are going to discuss about the new pattern of Nata exam that has come in 2024. Some new and surprising elements have come up this time and the pattern has also changed a little bit. So in this session, first of all, we will be discussing what are the new things, new elements in the exam pattern, what kind of questions came this year in the previous exams that have been conducted till now, and then we'll also be taking up some mock questions or questions that have come this year as a practice question so that you all can get an idea as to how you have to prepare for your upcoming exam. Let me just share my screen. Okay, so I hope you can see it. So as I already told you that in this year's Nata exam in 2024, the pattern has changed a little bit and drawing questions have been introduced again. They have been reintroduced in the exam. So overall, apart from drawing also, there are some minor changes in the pattern of the examination this time. So these are some pointers. This is an overall feedback about Nata examination. We noticed that as compared to the last 5 years, this year's Nata question paper was much easier in terms of toughness of the questions, MCQ questions that were asked, but some new types of questions were introduced in the paper that can be a bit confusing. But overall, questions were very direct and easy as compared to the last few years. Then the higher weightage is given to non-verbal questions, that is part B type of questions. So what is part A, part B? We'll discuss that in the coming slides. Usually there is perspective drawing or scene drawing. Some description is given and you have to create some scene in your sketch. So that type of question was not there. That type of drawing question was not there and the questions were of a newer type. Then a new type of composition question was introduced this time in part A. This was 3D composition. So for the first time, you had to make a model in Nata exam. All the materials for this model making were also provided in the examination center itself. And by using those materials only, you had to create a 3D composition as per the directions given in your question. The drawing questions were also easy. They were not very tough and not very situational. They were basic questions mostly related to composition. And then in the architectural awareness part, most of the questions were from building materials. In this paper that I'm going to discuss with you as well, you will see that many building material related questions are there. Building material, even construction techniques. These two topics were covered widely. Some questions were there from climatology, and multiple questions were there from terminology as well. Apart from that, some general topics were famous buildings and famous architects too. No aptitude questions from design principles and color theory were asked this time, which is very surprising because these are the two topics which are mostly asked. So, in this paper, I'm just talking about this paper that was conducted on April 6th. After this, design principles and color theory questions have been asked in the exam, but the number is few comparatively, because in the last few years we've seen that most of the questions were from elements of design and principles of design. Then the part B, in the part B, since you are giving this test on your screen on the desktop that will be assigned to you in the examination center, once you finish that test, the score, what you have, whatever you have scored, that will be visible to you on the screen. So as you complete the test and you submit it, the scores of part B will be shown to you. So you already know what you have scored in part B, and part A you'll get to know later on because it is drawing and 3D composition. So that will be assessed and the results will be announced later for that. But at least you know what you have scored in the 50% portion of your test. Then 4 marks question from non-verbal and numerical reasoning were also asked this time. And part A was a different part in the paper where there were 3 questions. First two were related to drawing, and third one was related to 3D composition. And part B was a different section, and most questions in part B for all the students who were sitting in one center, they were same in all the students who were taking the exam at the same time. Part B questions were all the same, and drawing and composition questions were different for all the students. So there is a great possibility that this entire pattern will be repeated throughout this season, throughout 2024 for all the exams. And please don't think that only building materials or climatology, terminology, all these questions, all these topics were asked in this particular paper. So you also have to study only this. Please prepare the entire syllabus of Nata as you prepare regularly, and go, because you never know, the topics might change in your paper, or the kind of questions that are asked to you can be from some other topics as well. But what we see this time is there is not a lot of variation. There will be limited topics, and most of the questions will be related to those topics only in one paper. The kind of variation that we used to see in the previous years, that was somehow missing in the first two exams. So now part A, this paper that I have picked up to discuss with you. In this, what kind of questions were asked in part A? So this is set 1. I've brought two sets of drawing questions for you to show you the kind of variation that is coming this time. First question was to draw an aesthetic composition using electric bulbs with red, orange, and yellow colors. Shape should overlap each other. So here they've restricted you in terms of color and how you have to design. So these type of questions are coming a lot in this year's examination. Then second one was to create a composition of 4 mobile phones, 4 matchboxes, and 4 nail polish bottles, and you have to show the light and shadow effect. And third one, of course, was 3D composition using the 3D shapes that were provided to you. So they will be giving you some already cut out shapes, and they will be also giving you the sticking material. With the use of that, on you have to make a 3D composition. Now this was set to somewhat similar kind of questions. Logo designing is also one common type of drawing question that is coming this time, but as you can see, the depiction of scene through design is missing. So now let's come to architectural awareness, which is our main topic of discussion. So what kind of questions were asked, mostly asked in the first paper that was conducted on 6th April? They were mostly related to building material. 1 or 2 questions are there from history of architecture, A lot of questions are from building material. Then terminology related questions are also there. So you'll get to see other topics as we go ahead in the slide. So let's look at the first question that is there on your screen. This is a question related to history of architecture and terminology. Both both these topics can be witnessed in this first question. And as you can see, the options are somewhat confusing. Similar type of names are given in the options. The question is a slender tower, typically part of a mosque with a balcony, from which a muezzin calls Muslims to prayer is called. And your options are A. Mihrab, B. Mimbar, C. Minaret, or D. Dome. Now tell me what should be the right answer for this one. You can write your answers in the comments. And yes, the right answer is C, minaret. Minaret is a very important element, very important part of Islamic architecture, especially when we talk about the mosque. In a mosque, minaret is an essential part that is there. Minarets are tall towers. These towers are always in pairs. There will never be a single minaret. Usually, they are in pairs of two, four, or even six in different mosques in different parts of the world. The mosques that are present in India, we usually see two towers, two minarets, or four minarets in India. But in other countries, for example, in the Blue Mosque, you can see six minarets as well. Now, next question is related to building material. A picture is given to you. As you already know, a lot of questions with images are always given in Nata. So in this one, you have to look at this picture and you have to answer that what is the building material? What is this building material? So I'm sure you all have seen this material. This is a type of sheet and this sheet is used for flooring. Can you tell me what is this material? What is this type of flooring sheet called? It is usually used in railway stations, in bridges, and in industrial structures mostly to make flooring. This is used in areas where you require very sturdy and rough and tough flooring, which does not get damaged or break easily and which does not require so much cleaning and maintenance. So in such areas, this type of sheets are used for flooring. And the answer is MS steel sheet. These are steel sheets that are used for flooring. Okay. Next question. What is a room that is connecting another room called? A room that is connecting one room from another room. What is this called? Is it a banquet hall, a corridor, a suite, or an alcove? Yes, the right answer is a corridor. Now, next question. What is the function of a banquet hall in a hotel? The four options are for indoor games activity, for hosting events and programs, for screening movies, and as a foyer space. Now, this is one question that I think anyone can answer even without studying because this is something that is very common. We have been to so many banquets all our life to attend weddings, anniversaries, birthday parties, conferences, events, and many different things. So we already know that the answer B, sorry, option B, that is for hosting events and programs, is the right answer here. Then again, next question is identify the material. The image of a material is given to you. You can see that this material has a lot of pores and you can see the thread that is used to make this material. It is slightly thicker and you can see the gaps in between this. Can you tell me what is this material? So yes, this material is linen. Then let's look at the next question. Color of a well-baked brick. Now, this is also another question that each and every one of you can answer. Your options are red, orange, black, and terracotta. What is the color of a well-baked brick? Now, this also brings in mind how do we bake bricks. So earlier in the older times, the bricks were mostly sun-dried. They were dried in sunlight and after that, the sun-dried bricks were only used for construction. But as time grew, as we evolved, we started making brick kilns. Kilns are like huge stoves. Like kilns are the places where we bake the bricks. The process of baking of bricks is done in the kilns, and this toughens the brick, makes it strong and durable and good for building construction. So once the brick is well baked in the right amount, not more, not less, the color that is obtained is deep terracotta. If the brick is baked more, it starts getting black. Identify the correct shadow on the given block. Okay, so this is a question that is image based. Currently, we don't have the image, but I think this is also something that you can easily answer because the block will be given to you and the direction is also marked here. So by looking at the direction, you can understand that from where light is falling on the object, the shadow will always be formed in the opposite direction. Okay, now eighth question is very interesting. Look at this one. A 1 meter high wall generally proved around the edge of roof is called. What is this wall called? Up to 1 meter high and it is on the edge of the roof. This wall is known as a parapet. A parapet is somewhat like a railing that is there in the balcony or staircase. But the difference is parapet walls are completely solid. They are not transparent or see-through. They are solid walls mostly made in brick, sometimes in glass or other materials as well. That helps us stay safe on the roof. It saves us from falling down from the edge of the roof. Now, next question. What is another word for loft? Options are roof, attic, shelves, and room. Can you tell me the answer of this one in the comments? I think this is also a very simple question. Lofts are there in almost all of our houses, especially in the old houses. Loft is very common. So can you tell me what is the other name for a loft? Yes, the right answer is B, attic. Now 10. Jantar Mantar is made as a dash structure. The options here are missing. So we don't know what the options are, but what do you think? What kind of a structure is Jantar Mantar? As you all know, Jantar Mantar is an astronomical observatory, and all the buildings that are there in Jantar Mantar, they are tools that were used in the older times to study astronomy, the movement of planets, stars, etc. Okay, 12th one is again an image-based question. Okay, let's look at the 13th question. Which is the local climate of a desert region? Now, this is a question that is purely based on climatology. Climatology is an important topic and important part of the syllabus of architecture. It is even taught in detail in college because climatology is a very important subject that we need to know about to design more effectively in any kind of climatic condition. And as you already know, wherever climate changes and wherever geography changes, building design and architecture also change. That is why the study is very important. Now, this question reads, what is the local climate of a desert region? Now, think of all the deserts that you know. We have a huge desert in India as well, that is in Rajasthan. So, what is the climate, type of climate of desert region? Your options are hot and humid, cold and dry, hot and dry, and cold and humid. The right answer for this one will be option C, hot and dry. The general climate of a desert region is always hot and dry. Usually, wherever deserts are there, those are arid lands. And in such arid lands, there is a lot of dryness. And of course, the sun heat is uh, very harsh. The light that is coming from the sun is harsh. So it is definitely hot and there's dryness in the air, there's no humidity. That is why option C will be correct. Hot and humid, that is option A, is usually a climatic condition that is formed in coastal areas. Areas that are very close to large water bodies, their air content or moisture is more in the air. So A, hot and humid is the uh, type of climate that you find in coastal areas. Now let's look at the next question. Which clothing material is suitable to wear in Chennai? Again, a question purely not related to architecture, but still you need to know the climate of Chennai to be able to answer this. Options are synthetic, polyester, cotton, and silk. Can you answer this in the comments? Again, this is a question that is moreover based on common sense than anything else. The right answer is C, cotton, because Chennai is somewhat a hot place and it is extremely humid because it is very close to the sea. So here, because of the humidity, people sweat a lot and they need airy clothes. That is why C, cotton is the best option. Okay, now the quantitative aptitude questions begin from here. We also notice that the quant questions are somewhat similar. Now, you already know that at THiNC Institute of Design, we take online classes and even crash batches for both JEE and Nata, as Nata is still ongoing and the exams are going up till July. If you still want to prepare more nicely, for the upcoming exam, you can join our upcoming crash batches, and the number to contact us is also there on your screen. So this number, you can also contact us on WhatsApp. Just write to us and let us know your interest in joining, and we'll help you with your exam preparations. As you can see in the live sessions, we can discuss each question and each of the topics very shortly because of the paucity of time. But in our classes, in our crash batches, we usually take up such topics to great extent and we discuss all the things related to a particular topic in great depth. Now, let us look at some more questions that will help you in your exam preparations for this year. These are the type of questions related to which many similar topics have been asked in various various sessions of this year's NATA exam. So the first question that I want to discuss with you is construction of cavity walls as external walls to protect the building from outside heat or cold, as the hollow space between two walls acts as an. Now you have to tell me what kind of material does this act as. So as I told you that I have picked up similar questions that we discussed in the previous paper so that you can understand that what more kind of questions can come. So again, this is related to construction technique and building material. Now, what is the function of a cavity wall in a building? You have to tell me that. Options are destructive material, insulating material, fireproofing material, and cladding material. The right answer for this one is B, insulate material. Cavity walls are made in places where insulation is required. So it is an insulating material. Usually there are two layers of wall and there is a gap in between. Usually in this gap, some or the other insulating material like glass, wool or wood is filled. And because there is this gap or cavity in between where this insulation material is being filled, that is why these walls are known as cavity walls. So this information will also help you if a question regarding this topic comes in terms with terminology. Next question. Which of the following terms is used to indicate the art of building structures in stones? What is the art of building structures in stones? Known as bond, prefabrication, masonry, or load bearing. Load bearing is the easiest one to negate, to cancel out, because load bearing is a type of a structure. It is not a process of making a structure. Load bearing structures are the ones where the walls take the load. So the answer will be something from A, B, or C. Now tell me, what is the type of construction that is done using stones known as? The right answer is option C, masonry. The art of building structures in stones and even in bricks, both are known as masonry. It's stone masonry and brick masonry. Okay. So now this next question is based on some images. You have to tell me which among the following structures combines the columnar and trabeated style of building with that of the arcuate. And your options are on your screen. There are four images that are given to you in this one. The first one is Stonehenge, then there's Colosseum, the Cord Bridge in Israel, and the last one is Kelashna Temple in Ellora. These are your four options. Now tell me which among the following structures combines the columnar and trabeated style of building with that of the arcuate. So you have to tell me about a structure that is constructed in the trabeated style, meaning post and lintel, but it also has columns and also has arches, arcuate type of construction using arches. So the right answer here will be option B, Colosseum in Rome, because here you can see there are many arches. The transfer of load is done through arches, but it is also there in the trabeated system of construction, and there are columns as well to support the walls. Next question, again related to building material. The Padmanabhapuram Palace, a Travancore era palace at Takale, is predominantly built with which material? Your options are laterite stone, sandstone, timber, and marble. This, I think you all should be able to answer in the comments, which is the predominant material that is used for construction in Padmanabhapuram Palace. The right answer here is option C, that is timber. Padmanabhapuram Palace is largely made with timber. Only very few parts like the plinth and the foundation are made with a laterite stone. Laterite is a very commonly available local stone in that region, but mostly all other parts of the palace are made with C, timber. Okay. This one is also very interesting. Again, something that is related to history of architecture. Which of the following were not a part of the Indus Valley civilization? So here four features of a city are given. You have to tell me which one feature was not there in the Indus Valley civilization. So options are underground drainage system, figurines in clay, C citadels, or D temples, which was not present in Indus Valley civilization. The right answer is D, citadels, because citadels are not to be found in the excavations of Indus Valley civilization. All others, that is figurines in clay, citadels and drainage system, were there. Temples were the only ones that were missing from the towns of Indus Valley. So option D will be the correct answer here. Okay. Okay. Another interesting question. Which of the following is the oldest architectural school in India? Your options are A. School of Architecture, MS University, Baroda. So, JJ School of Architecture, Mumbai. School of Architecture at Arts College, Lucknow. Or Department of Architecture at IIT, Kharagpur. Which one do you think is correct? Which is the oldest architecture school in India? The right answer is option B, Sir JJ School of Architecture in Mumbai. Okay, I think some of these. Look at question 62. In which year was the RIBA Gold Medal awarded to architect Balkrishna V. Doshi? So RIBA is a prestigious award given in architecture. In this award, a gold medal is awarded to the prominent architect whose work is being recognized. So this gold medal was awarded to architect B.V. Doshi, and the options are 2022, 2017, 2018, and 2019. The right answer here is option A, that is 2022. So this also actually brings us to a very good topic, awards in architecture. Now, awards in architecture are somewhat a few in number as compared to other fields. For example, there's so many awards that are given to actors, singers, and all. Similarly, at international platforms, many prestigious awards are also given to architects. Some of the most prestigious ones are the Pritzker Architecture Prize. Architect B.V. Doshi is the only Indian who has ever won the Pritzker Prize. And then there's Aga Khan Award for Architecture, the Royal Gold Medal or the RIBA Gold Medal that we just talked about, the Sterling Prize, the Casper Salin Prize, and a few more. So these are some of the most important and significant awards that are given in the field of architecture. So this is also a very important and common topic that has been repeated in many of the Nata question papers. So this is also something that you need to read about. Okay, now this question is related to principles of design. So as I told you that in the first paper, principle of design question was not there. But in the following papers, we've seen very few, but the principle of design questions were present in NATA 2024 as well. So you need to know all the principles. Please don't think that since it did not come in the first or the second paper, you can avoid it or you should not study it. This question says, choose any four most appropriate principles of design which can be commonly observed in the given image. So look at this black and white composition. You can see these lines are there. Your options are layers, fluidity, symmetry, repetition, imbalance, focal point, foreshortening, distortion, and concentric. The right answers are A, C, D, F, L. These are the five correct answers, and out of these five, you can choose any four. Please take note that in these type of questions, you only get marks if you give all the four answers correctly. So for this one, layers, symmetry, repetition, focal point, and concentric. These are the correct ones. Another question of the similar type. Choose any four most appropriate principles or elements of design which can be commonly observed in the given image. So this is the image, and the options are progression, distortion, asymmetry, radial, parallelism, focal point, rhythm, static, and dynamic. Please look at this image carefully. It is very fluid and flowy. You can see a lot of movement in this one. A lot of color is there. The right options are A, D, F, G, and I. The correct answers are progression, radial, focal point, rhythm, and dynamic. Okay. Again, a question somewhat depending on building materials. Choose the design attributes which are not suitable for the examples of dome construction given below. Now the differentiation here will be because of the design and building material only. First one is Sachi Stoop, which is a historic building, landmark building, and a very important religious structure for Buddhists. And the second one is the Riksdag Dome, a modern structure. The options are stone and glass, unstable and asymmetry, dynamism and fluidity, imbalance and movement, heavy and light, opaque and transparent, irregular and fluid, organic and inorganic, and stable and symmetry. So in all of these, the first word is related to Sachi Stoop, and the second word is related to glass. Like in all the options, you can see there are two terms, unstable and asymmetry, organic and inorganic. So they are each related to one of the structures. The right answers are B, C, D, G, and H. So these are the five which are not related to the given images. That is unstable and asymmetry, dynamism and fluidity, imbalance and movement, irregular and fluid, and organic and inorganic. Okay, now this is the image of a very well-known structure to you. I'll give you a hint. You also have heard about this subject, this structure a few minutes ago from me. You have to identify the popular place from the detail of an edifice given below. So some part of this structure is shown to you in this image, and from this part, you have to recognize the structure. Your options are Surya Kund in Modera, Ancient Nalanda University, Jantar Mantar Jaipur, and Qutub Minar, New Delhi. The right answer is option C, Jantar Mantar in Jaipur. Okay, so by looking at these questions, you must have understood the variety of topics that are there that need to be read for preparing for NATA. So even though some topics were discussed in the question paper that I showed you today, but you have to take note and prepare everything else as well. Now I am showing you a few more questions. Now these questions are covering some different topics from whatever we discussed till now, but these are also some of the topics that have been discussed in this year's NATA in 2024 itself. So you can, from here, you can understand the range of questions that is coming this year. But one thing that we noticed was that most of the questions are very direct. So I hope you're able to see my screen. The first question is, the Vitruvian Man is a drawing made by. Options are Rembrandt, Raphael, Leonardo da Vinci, and Picasso. The right answer is C, Da Vinci. Okay, next question. The Basilica of Bom Jesus, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is located in which state of India? Options are Daman, Kerala, Goa, or Andaman and Nicobar Islands. The right answer is C, Goa. At the summer solstice, the sun rises in which direction? Now, this is a question that is again related to climatology. Your options are east, west, far to the northeast, or far to the northwest. Where does the sun rise in summer solstice? The right answer is C, far to the northeast. I've also attached a diagram that explains you the rotation and revolution of sun, how the summer solstice and winter solstice they happen, and what is the tilt of the earth because of which this phenomena occurs. The right option will be C, far to the northeast. Which direction is the southern hemisphere? Which direction in the southern hemisphere would you get glare-free or diffused light throughout the year? Now, you would be thinking that why do you need to know this? This is because we plan our windows, our doors, and all our openings by looking at the direction, by looking at the orientation. Because if we are going to make large openings on a side where a lot of solar glare is coming, then it becomes very uncomfortable for the inhabitants of the building. That is why we have to avoid glare. That is why the question is, in which direction in the southern hemisphere would you get glare-free light? Glare-free light is also known as diffuse light. Options are south, west, east, and north. And the right answer is A, south. In the northern hemisphere, you will get glare-free light in north. And in the southern hemisphere, you will get glare-free light in the south. Okay. The Garden of the Heart documentary is based on which of the following renowned architects? Now, names of four architects are given here: Santiago Calatrava, Renzo Piano, Kisho Kurokawa, and J.A. Steen or Joseph Allen Steen. This also tells us that this is another topic that you need to study about. There are so many documentaries, movies, books, and different types of media that have been created on the lives or the work of famous architects. So this is also one topic that is explored in NATA exam, and every year we see at least one or two questions coming from this topic as well. So you need to prepare for this topic too. And the right answer for this one is the Garden of the Heart documentary is made on the famous architect J.A. Steen. Okay, interesting question. NIFT, that is National Institute of Fashion Technology, the Delhi campus, was designed by which of these architects? B.V. Doshi, Bimal Patel, Raj Rewal, or C.P. Kukreja? The right answer is A, B.V. Doshi. Here I've also attached an image of architect B.V. Doshi to you so that you can recognize him. I'm sure that you all already know about B.V. Doshi. And he received the prestigious Pritzker Laureate or the Pritzker Prize in 2018. And this is the only Pritzker Prize that has been won by any Indian architect till now. So this is also a very important thing to know. This has been asked in Nata multiple times. Okay, look at this next question. This is also related to climatology. If you have to build on the seashore in Goa, which rooms would have the best view of the sea? The rooms that are facing now, south, the rooms facing north, those facing west, or those facing east. So you have to think that where is the sea located, on which side of Goa. And if you know that direction, then you automatically know the best view will be of the sea, the sunrise and the sunset. So whatever direction of the sea is, in the same direction, the best view will be there. The right answer will be those facing west, because the Arabian Sea is on the west side of Goa. Next question. The dome of Rashtrapati Bhavan is influenced by which of the following? Dome of Rashtrapati Bhavan is actually, the design is influenced by a particular famous historic structure. Options are mosque, temple, stoop, or gurdwara. The right answer to this question is C, stoop, because Rashtrapati Bhavan's dome has been inspired by uh, Sachi Stoop, which is present in a small hill town called Sachi in Madhya Pradesh. Here on the left, you can see the image of Sachi Stoop and its dome. And the same dome with the same design of the balcony, the Vedika of Sachi Stoop, can be seen in Rashtrapati Bhavan as well. Okay. Identify the historical monument which is given in the image on your screen. Your options are A. Sachi Stoop, B. Victory Tower, C. Sarnath Stoop, and D. Nalanda. Look at this image and tell me which famous building is this? The right answer is C. Sarnath Stoop. Okay, another interesting one. Dominion Tower is designed by which of these famous architects? F.L. Wright, Sri Otto, B.ARCH, Ingalls, or Zaha Hadid? The right answer is D, Zaha Hadid. And here are some images of the Dominion Tower. Dominion Tower is actually an office building. Who is the architect of TWA Airport in New York? Options are Alvar Aalto, J.A. Steele, Mies van der Rohe, or Aro Saarinen. The right answer is D, Aro Saarinen. Okay. Which of the following is not Antoni Gaudi's project? So here there are names of some famous buildings, and you have to tell me there's a particular name which is not a project of Antoni Gaudi. Antoni Gaudi is the same person who has designed the world famous Sagrada Family, a building which is going to be inaugurated in 2026 after completing 100 years since the architect who designed it died, and the building is still under construction. So your options are Sagrada Family, B. Casa Milano, C. Casa Mila, and D. Casa Batlló. So we already know by now that A Sagrada Family is a building that has been designed by him. Apart from that, which are the other ones that have been designed by him? C. Casa Mila and D. Casa Batlló. These are also the projects of Anthony Gaudi. But B, that is Casa Milano, is not a project of his. It is actually a sanitary ware and hardware brand that is present in Dubai and other Middle Eastern regions. The luxury brand of building sanitary ware. So B. Casa Milano is the right answer. On your screen, you can see the images of the brilliant projects of Anthony Gaudi. On the top, the two pictures. This is an interior image of Sagrada, and on the right, you can see the exterior. It looks like a huge ant tower, and this building has been made in the biophilic architecture. And bottom two, Casa Batlló and Casa Milano. Okay, this is a very interesting question. You have to name the vertical elements of a building. What are the vertical elements that stand tall, the ones that are not horizontal? So options are lintel, beam and arch, floor, column and arch, column, pier and post, column, lintel and wall. Think about all of these names in your mind. Which one do you think are the vertical elements? Option C is correct. Column, pier, and post. These are the three vertical elements of a building. Okay, who among the following is not a Pritzker Prize winner? B.V. Doshi, Wong Shu, Dennis Scott Brown, or Arata Isozaki. Now, A is ruled out because we already know B.V. Doshi is a Pritzker Prize winner and the only Pritzker Prize winner from India. So the answer must be something from B, C, and D. The right answer is C, Denise Scott Brown. Uh, she is the only one out of these four who is not a Pritzker Prize winner. Which one of the following is most earthquake resistant structure? Options are mud wall structures, load bearing structure, random stone masonry structure, RCC frame structure. The right answer is A, mud wall structures. Who was also known as the father of modern concrete? Your options are A, John Nash, B, John Paul, C, Joseph Steen, or D, John Smeaton. The right answer to this question is D, John Smeaton. Okay, this is a very interesting kind of question. Sometimes it can be confusing, but these are the easiest ones to answer. You have to match the terms in names of places, names of temples in list 1 to the name of place in list 2. So in list 1, you can see Kamakhya temple, Padmanabh temple, Kandarya Mahadev temple, and Karni Mata temple. And The names of places in list 2 are Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Assam, and Kerala. So what we do in these type of questions is that we start matching the ones that we know. Don't go otherwise. Look at the names that you know of. Look at the places that you know about and then match them. So I already very well know about V Padmanabh temple that is in Kerala. So B will match with 4. Now I will look at the options where B is matching with 4. It is there only in option D that B is matching with 4. So is that the right answer? To make sure, I will match one more that I know. That is C. Kandarya Mahadev. Now I know Kandarya Mahadev is there in Madhya Pradesh. So C should also match with 1. Yes. Both the matches are correct in option D. So D will be the right answer. That makes Kamakhya temple A matching with 3 Assam and Karni Mata temple with Rajasthan. The Hall of Nations in Pragati Maidan at New Delhi, that is, was essentially designed as a three-dimensional space with unit of options are a spheroid, a decahedron, an octahedron, or a tetrahedron. Can you tell me the name of the famous architect, famous Indian architect who has designed the Hall of Nations in the Commons? I think this is something that you all can very well answer. So please let me know in the comments and also let me know the answer of this question apart from that. The right answer is option D, a tetrahedron. So these were some of the questions that I wanted to discuss with you. From these questions, we understand the variety of topics that can be seen in Nata. Variety of topics that you can see the type of questions that are asked in Nata. So from this, you can understand that how do you need to contain the topic because the syllabus is very vast. As I already told you, some of the important topics that you can prepare are first of all, building materials, building construction, then terminology. Terminology is a very important topic that you need to prepare. Apart from terminology, you can prepare about parts or components of a building. There are many questions every year that are related to components of building as well. Then apart from that, we saw questions related to climatology. So climatology questions were very frequently asked in this year's NATA sessions, whatever have been constructed, uh, whatever have been completed till now. So that is also one important topic that you need to prepare. Then apart from that, we discussed about famous architects. So famous architects, you need to read about some famous architects. We usually provide material related to famous architects, famous monuments in our batches, in our courses that we take up, both offline and online. So as I already told you, some online crash batches are still ongoing and a few more are going to start in the coming days. So if you want to get in touch, please do that soon, as you can get much more information related to your NATA exams. And apart from that, you can also get notes, mock questions, and of course, doubt clearing sessions in these online crash batches. Okay, so with that, we come to the end of this discussion on architectural awareness. As you already know, the exam pattern has changed a little bit, but since we have already informed that to you, you can prepare more nicely now. So all the best for your upcoming exam. Now I hand over to Shantanu sir.
Hello, thank you so much. Hello, good evening, everyone. I hope everyone is doing fine. So today we'll be discussing two uh, uh, things related to your object drawing and basically object rendering. So we have one question that we will be discussing on the basis of that. So we will draw together uh, and whatever, like you may ask your questions, doubts that you have in that live chat. So I'll be sharing the question also. Just a moment, sharing my screen right away with you guys. So I hope my screen is visible to all of you. Okay. So the question that we are to discuss over here is, to create a composition using 4 candles, okay, and a square box and with 3 prisms. And then the second part, this is the part A to it. So always read your questions very carefully. And this is the part B, where you have to render and probably show the interaction of those objects with light. So light and the repercussion of it, or the effect of it, which is basically shadows, are light and shadow, or dark and light, is something, a very crucial element of design, that we are able to read things with. Okay, so the perception of object is clear and completed with this very basic and basic principles of design, which is light and shadow. We are able to read. We're able to perceive things. Okay, so always read your questions very carefully. Now, what is prism? We need to understand. Like, fine, a square box is something that we understand very clearly. So let's just interact with this thought, the idea. Let's just first of all quickly create an itinerary. So this is a one square box. Like, we can draw an internal geometry just to understand what sort of object it is, or what sort of understanding that we need with that object. So that's one is a square box. Another is 3 prism. Now, what is a prism? So there are different types of prism. So but basic understanding about the prism is, prism has 2 sides of surfaces equal or the same. That is what we understand as a prism, right? So it can be, even this is a prism. It can be, it can have more vertices. Okay, even this can be a prism. So, which has equal flat surfaces on its both the sides, which is like, this is the base and this is the top. So we understand this as a prism. Okay, fine. So now the understanding is clear about what cube is and what prisms are. So now we move towards the creating this composition, where we are supposed to compose using 4 candles. Now, candle is something like, again, they have not mentioned it. So it is totally up to you what sort of a candle that you take, that small button candles, or, probably the normal candle, household candles, or the decorative candles, which are like shorter but wider. Okay, totally your call. What do you so basically, at the end, what we understand it as a cylindrical form. It can be cubical also. That candle can be cubical. It's totally up to you. In the composition, what do we select? So now, anyway, we are selecting very geometrical objects over here in composition. So to break that monotony, I would go towards a cylindrical form. Okay, so let's quickly create some basic compositions, and then on the basis of which, what we can do is, we can select one and we can proceed further to like probably finalize it and draw it. And we'll also discuss quickly about the light interaction part with the surfaces and its other conceptual entities. Fine. Okay, so let's understand. So let's move on towards creating a quick. I'm purposely keeping my camera off, is just for the performance purpose, as because I'm sharing a screen as well, so that you guys are able to see what I'm drawing without any lag, without any delay. So first of all, what I'm trying to do is, I'm gonna understand. This is, since my basic composition, I'll make a quick iteration. Just first of all, let me explore my composition. Never directly go to your final one. It hardly takes any minute. Okay, so maybe, okay, so there is one prism that is kept on the top of this cuboid. Okay, maybe there is one of this candles, like, it's kept horizontal. We can do that also, right? Not necessary that all the candles are lit. Not necessary. Okay, so it is totally our perception and our concept. So we need to create it very interestingly, right? So maybe then there is another prism that is also kept maybe horizontal, right? That is one. So we have to deal with is 3 prisms. So we can change, we can moderately compose things that the way we like to. Okay, so you can add things as you like, as you know desire. Just a second. Okay, so we can place that prism anywhere. Maybe there is one that is like quite smaller, but yeah, maybe it is kept over here. Okay, now why I am trying to diversely place it is because so that my vision is able to move at various places. Not, it is not stagnant at one place. Maybe this is still very linear sort of a composition. Now we have candles, like maybe one is lit, which is like putting light on all of this composition. So we either can have it something like that, or we can place something like smaller on top of it. That composition is totally up to you. But what I'm trying to say is we shall keep it, we will put them in a nicer proximity. So instead of drawing the details, first I'm going to place the or make the placement of these various objects. Okay, maybe there is one that is placed over here. You see, this is the way we can, like, maybe that's the proximity of it. So there is one is placed like this, then one is like vertical, one is kept. Okay, so this is my majority of proximity. So there is one thing at the foreground, one is at the midground, maybe one is slightly placed behind it. So the way the composition that we are going to create is probably it stays interesting. Now, if this is in a sort of a composition, we would put a light coming from this. So maybe it's just the candle light that is coming. Okay, so we can make the entire composition quite interesting. Okay, so let's understand this particular composition, and we can create something on the basis of this. Fine. And then, because there is a lengthy part of, like, say, call it a rendering, we can keep things. Okay, like maybe let's keep this as a key sketch. Always make a thumbnail sketches so that we are able to understand, or we are able to define the process that we are going to work with. Okay, so now next thing is I'll make quick rough sketch of things that I wish to like create over here. So this is my measure. Like probably I'm going to keep that cube as, like, because cube is the most rigid, so I'm going to keep it like as a center of attraction. Let's keep it like this. Okay, maybe there is one small prism maybe kept on top of it, so that one compositional entity is, and it is slightly hanging, like it is a cantilever. So I'm going to make something more dynamic, more alive, which is not very static and stagnant. Okay, so that is one of my concept. It can be fine, it can be vertical, it can be horizontal, totally your wish. Maybe now I'm going to place, there is one candle which is like cylindrical. It's just now, before I finish all those prisms, I'm going to place. Now, the way to draw cylinders is draw complete ellipses. Okay, and then you can, like probably have something to think about later, like how you want to change the placement and other things you can easily do it. Now, this is somewhere in the middle ground. Okay, the one that we are placed at its side. Now we need to have something over here so that the foreground is filled. Maybe we can push it little in front. So I'm gonna, maybe let's change the placement of this slightly. So first of all, always work on your sketch. Don't go to rendering, because see, that is most of the time our renderings go wrong or incorrect is because we don't understand the sketch properly. So always invest time in making the good sketch. Fine, for example, but definitely in practice, you can improvise on things very intensely. Okay, so this is something in the front. Now, probably I'm going to place something, maybe this is a hexagonal prism. Okay, so that it has a lot of surfaces. And it does not mean that you need to have prism means like it is a transparent. They have not mentioned it. So prism is just a form. So we can keep it like solid geometry as well. Okay, so now we have extremely at the background. See, so now we are playing with the levels. We are playing with the visual hierarchy. So that is what something it will make it. So one prism, two prism. Now we just need to add one more, and maybe I would just, why not we can take a one more cube maybe. Cube is also a prism, by the way, because the both side surfaces are the same. We can take it so. Okay, so that is done. That is something that we had to deal with. Now we need to focus on the light also. So I'm going to place one major candle over here, as maybe this is my light source, and we would keep it maybe lit. Okay, now maybe there is another candle that is placed quite at the front. Maybe it is trying to isolate itself. Maybe this distance is too much. We can actually place this somewhere else. Okay, so maybe I would just place it somewhere in front of this entire like the cube that we are discussing, right? So we'll just place it over here. Now we are done. We just to understand this. Maybe this is quite a small candle and maybe like melted maybe. Okay, maybe it is not burning anymore. Fine. And one maybe we can just keep it over here. Maybe we can just show that it is just like it was burning, but yeah, it is no more working. So, and probably we can do is like if you have observed how candles melt, maybe from those observations we would put it something. And this is my composition. Now, if you see, we have elements quite widely and vaguely placed. So that is something will make the movement like flow interestingly. Okay. So now the next part is to understand light. So now see the light source is over here. It's gonna fall on this from this direction, on the prism over here, on this side from here, the cube over here, and this cube over here. Okay. So these two surfaces would be maximally, lit position. So let's understand that. Okay. So we're gonna create something now to like maybe to add just more interesting element. We can have this prism slightly in frontal direction so that it casts a shadow on this surface, and which will look maybe very interesting. Okay, fine. So this is my composition. Now what we can do is we can keep this and now probably draw something on this. Okay. Just to keep it in a frame, let's now as a like we're gonna just probably we have drawn it like just to fair it out. We'll quickly draw over the top of it. Fine. Draw your cylinders quite properly, like make ellipses, mark your ellipses. Okay, quickly drawing this. And if you face a great just great difficulty drawing circles, you can just probably simplify it to a greater extent. And while rendering, you can, you can complete it. Like probably I'll do this over here. And while rendering quickly, I'll show you how we can deal with it. Okay, so we are simplifying the shape form into simpler lines so that we are able to, get it correct. The surface. So we are also dealing with the perspective with very, with taking all the care about the foreshortenings, and so we have almost taken care of all the subjects. Okay. Maybe we'll finish it over here. This, the cuboid. Okay, done. Almost done with my drawing. Fine. Just to make it more interesting, just getting it. Fine. Okay. So this is what is lighting up. So now what I'm going to do is like probably keep the drawing. Okay. And this is the drawing that we are going to basically now draw. Which we are going to render. It's just clearing out few subjects, whether the surfaces or the perspective is. You can simply take your drawing to a mirror and see whether whatever that you're creating is. So this is my composition. Okay, not obviously we have very small time, so I'm gonna do it quite quickly and quite rapidly. So, but all you need to do is pay attention to the details. Okay, you see, this is where we are getting the idea about the object composition. Fine. So this is the composition. Now, obviously, we don't need to all obviously time to render all of this. Now, the measure of the lighting is happening over here. So we are leaving the lighter, the light side, or you can say lit area. So first of all, I'm not going to deal with it. Make sure that you're working with values. So always remember, like, you sketch with very minimum values. So what we can do is like, since it is this surface, like for example, it is slightly away from the light, so it is going to have, and no need to shade. You can just put simpler values, you see. And maybe I would add the same value over here, but since it is like moving away from the light, this surface is obviously going to have the darker value. Now, as this is more cylindrical, okay, it is gonna have more shadow. You can rotate the paper. You should rotate the paper and keep checking like what sort of a values that you are creating. Okay, you see, since it is cutting at this edge, the overshadow would be quite at the upper level. Okay, what is core shadow? So basically, like where it is moving from light towards the shadows. Okay, now obviously, like this is reflecting light from the bottom, so I will have very less sort of a interaction with the light. It is not an indirect light, but reflected back. So we are not going to draw this entirely bright. Okay, we can rotate the paper because we are quite confident with drawing horizontal lines. You see, so we are always able to do that. But now we have to pay attention about the cast shadows. Now this object is casting a shadow, so obviously I'm gonna draw its cast shadows too, so that we are able to create a very realistic experience of this. Obviously, some shadow would be on this side of the cube, but anyway, we are not able to see that. So we can just draw. Now this is the darkest value because it's a cast shadow. Okay. In this, you can basically create the correct value of I say this is gonna cast a shadow on backward, so I'm gonna add anyway darker. Now see, suddenly when we put these values, it is pushing this object and this object far away from each other. And then obviously if there are any corrections, we would do so. Now I'm gonna add the darkest value over here, which is the occlusion shadow. So that means the absence of light plus the shadow of the object that is falling on the ground of the casted subject. So that is what we understand as a, so this is my cast shadow of this object. Now, obviously, it is not affected by the cast shadows much. So, and again, see, this is quite above this. So we are gonna see some, it won't be as bright. So we're gonna see some value over here, correct? Maybe darker on this side as it is farther away from that light shape. So this is what we are doing. Now, this surface of this prism is directly in a contact with the light. So we are obviously won't deal with that surface in the beginning. So this is quite away, not very far away, not against it, but yeah, slightly angular to the light surface. So we're gonna keep some value on this. Now, as a result, you see this is cutting it somewhere, okay? And where is this point is cutting, okay? So that since these 2 points are cutting, so we're gonna keep this quite horizontal. And from this point inside interior point, like if you see over here, just join these 2 points. Okay, you see this is the shadow of this top surface, which is slightly coming out of this cuboid. So, okay, so that is how we can deal with it. Fine. So this is what we can keep it over. Anyway, this is in the light because this is hitting it directly. So it is slightly affected on the edges, so it would be slightly blurry and not, it won't be as bright as or as sharp as this shadow because it is on the ground and less intervened by light. So this is how we deal with things. Fine. Okay. Now, the next part is we have to look into the other objects. Now, some parts, like like if you observe this particular cylinder might have some cast shadow, like to probably cast on this. So instead of this, we are gonna have a little bit of casting effect on this side too, so that it is quite relevant with each other. And probably instead of like moving it over here, we're gonna place it something like this. Now, obviously, it is not dark as because it is the light is also falling on this surface over here. So this is gonna be slightly blurred. So anyway, we can come back at the situations and we can always think about it. Now this is probably, you see, this is casting the shadow of itself. So probably we're not going to see much of the shadow of this little candle on this side. And since the wall is over this side, we might see the shadow of the candle on this side. Is because of the surface of the candle. You can simply understand this. So this would definitely come from observations. Keep observing your surroundings. You would definitely get your answers. Now you see this side is directly away from the light. Okay, so we're gonna keep value quite darker. Even this is outside, we might not get the exact shadow on this object over here. Now, since this is over here and this is behind, this might entirely have some shadow casted on it. And again, this object is, so it might have its own shadow effect, correct? And the shadow of this object. So maybe we'll be able to see this object very different. Fine. Now, same thing over here. As now, this is quite away from it. So I don't see any shadow affecting this. So this surface is going to be completely bright. Now this surface is away from it. We can simply keep some interaction. It's going to be darker, and it is slightly away from the candle as well, right? And it's only one candle. And now it's time to cast like this is the path of the shadow. So we're going to understand, like if you draw the internal geometry, you would be able to understand where the cast shadows are going. And that is how you are able to create a relevant situation. Okay. So this is the cast shadow. So this is obviously will be darkest as it is the absence of light. And that is the how it interacts with the object. And since the object is obstructed by the light is obstructed by the object, and that is why as a reaction we get the shadows. Correct. Now same thing, like this might have some shadow, like probably maybe going in this side, but slightly maybe over here. Because it is moving in this direction. Now this is on the ground, so probably this is creating shadow in another direction. Obviously the shadow of the cube. Now obviously it would be like light source is quite at the bottom, so shadows would be very longer. How do you do that? Just cross the intersection of the top. So you see it is going beyond. Where is it casted? It is casted from this point. So shadow would be somewhere over here. Okay, like somewhere like this. So we have to just grab the shadows. Okay. And this is the shadow of this hexagon name. Okay, again, like it is, and it is since it is quite at the back, okay, it's just fictitiously merging it and just like keeping it slightly lighter so that it creates the essence of that it is away from all the other objects and being casted farther. Like you can just take to the bottom, maybe like we can have okay, so this is how we can look into how the shadows may be being drawn. Okay, we can now this is quite away from it. We can correct the interaction of the surfaces. We can create the contrast and how things can be shown more intensely. Okay, obviously this side would be completely shadow of this object merged into this one. Okay, we can simply cross hatch and deal with things. Okay, so this is how we can simply deal with the rendering part of the object as well. Okay, so now once we are dealt with this, obviously there is a lot of things we get to, like we can still work on. We won't be able to see some of those easier interactions. Now, as a result, this will also have some shadow on its like candle. As there is a light over here, definitely like it would get darker at the bottom. So just from observations, we can make those and this side shadow might be quite lighter. Okay, just to isolate these two informations, we can put some darker value over here. Maybe it represents that we're being away from the light. Okay, or maybe there can be a situation, probably it is casted in the some object or some background. Like maybe it is night. We can also put some darker values. See simpler lines. I'm not opting for any sort of a shading, as this is the most quickest method. You would observe the cross hatchings and the lighting situations can be created very interestingly. I'm gonna place this like more brighter over here, so I'm gonna rest it. Like what if the scene of a night where we get extreme dark highlight, right? Okay, so this is how you can quickly draw the composition as well as you can render your compositions. Fine. So I hope you enjoyed the session, guys. Obviously, small more details that you can still perceive, you can still add. Okay. Now, probably I would just take things away, like whatever that has overlap. You can just simply keep a paper on it, like while creating. And this is how I can simply create simple and maybe effective rendering methods to render my objects. Okay, so this is me, Shantanu Salunke. I'm an architect and a designer, and I hope you enjoyed the session today. So keep looking and and enroll for more of such sessions. Thank you so much for joining, guys. Have a good luck and wish you the best for your future endeavors. Bye bye.